our first act, so let's move on to Act 2 now. These gentlemen are called the Silent Mikes. At last somebody's done as you. From Waterford. That we've had on the show this season. They originally got together for the purpose of entering a talent competition in Waterford. They wrote their own material, and having won a number of competitions, they decided to extend the act and play cabaret venues around the southeast. Last summer was very successful for them, and this year they've been invited to play a number of venues in London. They would, however, like to break into the national cabaret scene here in Ireland. So, with their own script entitled Brainbox Final 86, would you welcome, please, from Waterford, the Silent Mikes.
Good evening, everybody, and you're very welcome to this year's Brainbox Final, where we'll now introduce you to our 4 finalists. First, we have Nick McGuinness, the well-known pint stealer from the south. Nick, where were you born?
I was born in sweet Killarney, one day when I was young.
And what do you do for a living?
Now I am a jolly ploughboy, and I plough the fields by day.
Our second finalist is the delightful Molly Maguire, who hails from the north. Where exactly is your home, Molly?
In the county of Armagh.
And how do you feel now that you have reached the final of Brainbox?
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Our third finalist is Mr. Charles Smith, who is a lecturer of this, that and the other at the National Institution for Mind-Bogglers. Mr. Smith, where were you born?
I was born and raised in Boston.
And what part of Ireland do you live in?
In the valley near Slievenamon.
And last but not least, we have Mary Murphy. Mary, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a simple Irish girl, and Kerry is my home.
Well, you've met all the finalists. Now it's time for the questions. A nice, easy round of 2 markers to start off with. Nick, where would you find the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Among the Wicklow Hills.
I'm sorry, Nick, it's in Italy. Now, Molly, what are the first flowers of spring?
Snowdrops and daffodils.
Correct. Mr. Smith, where is the Empire State Building?
New York, New York.
Correct. Mary, where was Thomas Moore sitting when he wrote about the meeting of the waters?
Down by the banks of the Ohio.
I'm sorry, Mary, it was in Avoca in County Wicklow. And now, we move on to a round of 4 markers. Nick, where was the first atomic bomb dropped?
Near Oranmore, in the county Galway.
I think you're a little bit out, Nick. It was in Hiroshima. Molly, what happened to Elvis Presley on the 16th of August, 1977?
He was killed in an ambush. Oh God, rest his soul.
I'm afraid, Molly, I can't give you that. Elvis died of a heart attack. Mr. Smith, what were Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin doing on the 20th of July, 1969?
Walking on the moon.
Correct. Mary, what is so outstanding about Maggie Thatcher?
She's got Betty Davis eyes.
Maybe she has, but the answer I wanted was she was the first woman to become a British Prime Minister. And now for the final round, a quick fire round of 6 markers. Fingers on the buzzers, everybody. Stop, everybody. Wait for the questions. Now, in what year did Alden Eaty win the Grand National? Yes, Nick McGuinness.
1981.
Good man, Nick. That was your first correct one. Now, what was the average age of the combat soldier in World War II and also in Vietnam? Yes, Mr. Smith.
In World War II, the average age of the combat soldier was 26. In Vietnam, he was 19. In Vietnam, he was 19.
Correct. Here's a question now about the well-known singer and entertainer Mr. Sinatra. Old Blue Eyes. What's his first name? Yes, Molly Maguire. Well done, Molly. Correct. And now for the final question. There are 5 parts to this question. For 6 marks, I want 5 answers. Now, name the largest county in Ireland. Where is the Statue of Liberty? Name a town in Ireland where cement is made. I want the name of a small village in County Mayo. And finally, in Galway, where do the 4 country roads lead to? Yes, Mr. Smith.
Cork, New York, Dundalk, Gortahawk and Glenamaddie.
Well done, Mr. Smith. And so we've come to the end of the Brainbox final for this year. Let's take a look now at the final scoreboard. Nick McGuinness has scored a total of 6 points. Molly Maguire's grand total is 8. Mr. Smith has an incredible total of 18, while Mary Murphy from Kerry has no score. So, ladies and gentlemen, the new Brainbox champion is Mr. Charles Smith. Commiserations to the other 3 finalists. Mary, Mary, why are you crying?
You would cry too if it happened to you.
Well, don't worry, Mary. Better luck next time. Now, Mr. Smith, if you just step this way, I want to present you with the cheque for £1,000. Here you are, Mr. Smith. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, begor, Charlie, between myself and yourself, sure, if it wasn't for the fact that I showed you the questions and answers in the first place, you'd never have won. So now, how are you going to divide that £1,000 with me? Uh-oh, I think they've discovered. Let's get out of here.
Well, all the way from Waterford. They were from Waterford now, and they were the Silent Mics. John McCabe, will you lead off for us here, please?
Right. The lads actually picked one of the hardest aspects of show business to get into in the likes of comedy and miming. But I think they did an excellent job, and they used the songs to their best advantage. I think they made me laugh, and I thought they were very, very good.
Good, good. All right, Breeze Dukes.
I laughed too, definitely. It's a great thing to see groups like this start outside of Dublin. Like, we don't have the comedy store outside Dublin. It's great to see them start. I thought they're a very good novelty act, but I just wonder, again, where they will develop to. But I'll leave that up to themselves. Could I suggest one little thing that might improve things, to speed up things for them at the beginning? If the MC didn't actually hold the mic up to the others as they came in, I think it would have worked faster.
Do you?
I do.
He was very good now on the
I
miming.
thought, but I did
He
feel that, I thought he was great, but I did feel that Mr. Smith was
Yeah.
definitely deserved to win.
Okay. Oh, you're prejudiced. He probably has Limerick connections. All right, Brush, I saw you laughing.
I couldn't stop laughing there a few times, particularly that sexy-looking girl there with the red hair. That had this fantastic vibrato.
The one with the moustache.
I'd say if Prince Andrew had seen her first, there'd been a bit of a tiff between. I thought she was great. I thought using Rock and Goose at the start, that's a great number. That got me going right away too. I think the idea is good. I think they could do as well as the Flying Pickies. If they got a little bit of dancing together, mind to a couple of songs. I think they could do a really good 45 minutes. And the idea of having that Samantha Fox type person coming across at the end just shows that Waterford is definitely not a county full of knockers anyway. It's a good idea.
Okay, Brian, how about you?
I thought it was well scripted, and they obviously put a lot of work into it, but I think it has obvious limitations. I don't agree with Brush that it could be sustained through a lengthy evening performance. So it just has limitations for me.
Right. All right, Cathal?
I think that there are far more opportunities for miming than people actually pick. But if they're seriously talking about becoming professional, I mean, there are far too many of them. I mean, in a professional gig, you can't afford to have one person just to walk across in front of the camera.
Nobody will make any money.
No, I'm afraid not.
Yeah.
The other thing, too, is that any comedian will tell you the hardest thing is to get a tag. You know, if you've got a good sketch, you've got to get a tag to get out. They didn't have a good tag.
Yeah, although not bad, no. Not a bad
No, it
tag
wasn't
either.
good.
Okay, all right then, that's it. So there we have the Silent Mics from Waterford.